My boy TZ Fab wanting to get an Fusion 360. I'm just gonna recreate that gauge block set thing that I showed you a second ago. So here we have a blank document. People will say like, oh, save it first, whatever. You can save it first if you want. But the first thing you do is you create a sketch. Like, what's the very first thing that the thing is going to be? Well, it needs to be a square because it's going to be a little holder. So let's enter some values here. Let's just say, I don't know. This can be adjusted later. We'll do 125 by like 2 inches. All right, cool. We've got our sketch there. Now we need to add some thickness to it. So we go to extrude. Let's make it 1/4 inch thick, or the 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch thick. There we go. We got a little platform. Now let's make another sketch on top of that. And on this sketch, we're gonna make some other rectangles. We got a rectangle there. It does some automatic snapping, which is fine for this demonstration. Maybe it'll be fine for you, maybe not. You can enter in specific values if you want, like what you want thicknesses to be of the walls of this thing. So okay, we've got 2 little chambers now to hold the thing. So great, now we can extrude around it. So we select this, which automatically selects the other stuff. And what? Let's do this 1/4 inch. Like, all right, great. So this over here, you can just push and pull and do stuff however you want it. You can change some of this stuff. Like, you learn that as you go. So now I've got 2 little chambers to hold, say, gauge blocks. Like, all right, sweet. Well, I need to be able to like reach my fingers in and grab them. So let's add a sketch on this side and create a circle. And if we just like scan along here, oh, when it hits that triangle, it'll snap. That means you're in the center. So that's one way of finding center. So let's just say, yeah, sure. That looks good. Boom. Dead simple. Now we've got a circle. And so now if we extrude that this way, it cuts through everything. And so now we have this little spot where the fingers can fit through there. And you think, damn, you're pretty much done. And you'd be right. I mean, I smash and grab my way through here. But the final step, what I do is to go to the fillet command. And this was like some Dave Money Sign type stuff where I saw what he did and how beautiful his stuff was. And I was like, why is that so nice? And it's because, well, at the end, mostly at the end, you go through and you add some fillets to things, which just like smooths it over, makes it look beautiful and pro and all that. And like, it takes time to experiment and figure out like, all right, like, where do you add the fillets? How do you add the fillets? Actually, let's not do that one. And like how much fillet to do. You know, it depends what you're designing for. Are you designing for 3D printing? Are you designing for machining? Are you designing for to show to a client? Like, all those things change how you do this. So like, all right, that looks good. Yeah, maybe we leave the insides crispy just for whatever the little blocks that are going to go in there. But I want to, you know, where my fingers are going to be here, let's add some fillets there. Real fast, real easy. And let's start with 0.05. All right, way too much. Computer didn't like it. How about 0.04, 0.03? Oh, now we're getting closer. 0.02, it's happy with that. Am I happy with that? Yeah, sure. Great. So there we go. In like no time flat, we've got a thing. And so like, okay, cool. Maybe we want to zazz it up even further and throw some text in here and say, okay, let's throw some text in there. So sample text, sweet ass blocks. And we'll center that, we'll bold it, we'll change it. I don't know why, it tends to default to this like big size. Let's center it to, let's say 1.5 here. That's pretty good, it looks fine to me. So like, okay, we got another sketch there, which doesn't do anything for us until we grab it. Sometimes it takes, like the way the program tries to guess what you want to click sometimes sucks. So you got to play with things. And like that, 50 thousandths, that's way too much. Let's do 30 thousandths. And it kind of chokes on text a little bit too. So there we have it. We got our sweet ass blocks. Like, this could be 3D printed easily. You can go through and change dimensions. Like, depending on how you set things up, changing dimensions can like ruin your thing, or it can gracefully adjust on the fly parametrically. I'm still coming to grips with some of that stuff, like how you set things up influences how you can change it in the future. But this is just like a super simple way to create a small thing, and this is kind of the beginning of where I started. And from here, you can, sky's the limit. You know, it's like figure out the simple shape, like where it started from, and do that, and then build off of that. Like make sketches on faces and do it bit by bit until you get to where you want to be. Um, those were the opening ways that I got into this program. So hopefully that helps.